Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, honorable city council members, mayor, to our deputy clerk, our chief of staff, our city attorney, those of you who are in the audience, and those who are viewing tonight's broadcast via YouTube Live. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, December 11th, 2023. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card, which is located on the table in the back of the chambers, and hand it to the deputy clerk. And at this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo. Here. Councilman Barden.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
Mr. Chair, Councilman Wadsworth and Councilwoman Webb are both out this evening.
Excused.
So noted. Mr. Chair and Council, we have a quorum for tonight's regular meeting. At this time, I will read the agenda. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. 3, petitioner. 4, chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6, clerk's report. 7, treasurer's report. 8, public comment. 9, unfinished business. 10, new business. 11 is warrant. 12 is communication. And number 13 is adjournment. And a motion will be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the regular city council meeting agenda as presented.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Roscoe for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you. Number 2, minutes for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, December 4th, 2023 at 7:30 p.m. Motion will be in order.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, December 4th, 2023 at 7:30 p.m.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from our regular meeting held on Monday, December 4th at 7:30 p.m. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion is approved.
Thank you. Agenda item 2B for approval are the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, December 4th, 2023 at 6:45 p.m. to discuss the quarterly investment report.
Through the chair,
Yes, Ms.
I'd
Talley.
like to make that motion to accept the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, December 4th at 6:45 for the quarterly investment report. Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, December 4th at 6:45 to discuss the quarterly investment report. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Abstain.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Number 3 is petitioner. Mr. Chair and Council, we have 3 petitioners on our agenda this evening. Our first petitioner is Reverend Arthur Willis, and he is here to ask council to take action for a road closure request for the 2024 MLK Day Community March. Reverend Willis.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, Mayor, and City Attorney, to Chair, to the other council members. It's so great to be here once again before you, actually for the road closure. Those that be honored from Wake to the middle school to the high school for the MLK celebration. It was a great event. I'm there with it last year. God bless me with good weather. I'm hoping do that again this year with the council member praying. Hopefully we get good weather again this year. Hoping that you will allow us to be able to come and hopefully you will come out and be with us. It's for Monday, January 15th. We'll start in the morning with the shuttle bus going from the high school to middle school by 7:45. Then we will begin to walk at 8 o'clock sharp and down the way to the whole high school, where we have donuts and coffee provided by certain volunteers, and then we will have a ceremony start at 9:30, and that will be on Monday the 15th. So we actually wish you tonight to have a roll closure for that.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Abdo.
I'll make that motion to approve the 2024 annual MLK Day Community March on January 16th, 2024, the closure of Wick Road from Osga to Tobine, and the closure of Tobine to the Romulus High School for the march.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to approve the 2024 annual Martin Luther King Day Community March on January 16, 2024.
Discussion?
Discussion, anyone?
Just a
Mr.
quick
Chair and
comment.
Council, there's a typo. It
Yeah,
says the
that's what I
16th.
was
It's
gonna
actually
say.
on the 15th.
Yeah.
I caught
Okay.
that. Just
It's the
Yeah,
15th?
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was there, but it is a typo, so it is Monday, January the 15th.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Okay,
that was my comment.
okay, thank you. Any other discussion? If none, roll call vote. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved. Thank you, Reverend Willis.
This year, we are really, really excited about the theme this year. Normally, we don't work with a lot of businesses, and I don't want to talk about the theme a lot this year. Because of the climate that we're in, this year our theme is shifting the cultural climate starts with me. You're going to change something, it starts with me. And for underlining where that started is that an unarmed truth and unconditional love will have a final word. We can just fight with love. We can just listen. And when you look in the mirror, you see yourself. When you look in the mirror and see me, you got a problem. And that's what we want to get across this year, is that we're going to shift this culture. It's going to have to start with each of us, have to play a part. So it's a big event, and we're looking for a great turnout this year. We hope to see you there, because we think we got to start looking at changing and shifting this culture. I think it has to start with each of us. Play a very important role. So thank you so much. I appreciate you giving us that time and to see you. And by the way, happy, Merry Christmas for all of you. And I pray that that's before the first of the year, but have a Merry Christmas, and I do pray that you have a prosperous and healthy new year. Thank you. Hope you get everything you want, and I hope you stay healthy. Stay healthy.
And you too, Mr. Willis, and Happy New Year too.
Thank you. Takes us to our second petitioner, Mr. Bonnet. This is an alley vacation request. This is in the Detroit Industrial Center subdivision. And again, the petitioner is Daniel Bonnet. And the action we're asking of council is to vacate the entire east-west alley in the Detroit Industrial Center subdivision, south of Ecorse Road, between Craig Avenue and Elmview Avenue, abutting lots 13 to 19 inclusive, lots 20 to 22, lots 23 to 25 inclusive, the east and west half of lots 26 to 36 inclusive, and lots 131 to 141 inclusive, located in the northwest 1/4 section 8 of the City of Romulus, County of Wayne, retaining all utility easements of record and a 12-foot utility easement. Mr. Chair and Council, just as a reminder, there was a public hearing at I believe it's at 6:30 this evening concerning this alley vacation.
Okay.
And Mr. Bonnet is here. If you'd like to have remarks before council take action or answer any questions that council may have, they do so.
Thank you. As Ellen mentioned, my name is Daniel treasurer's office owns a property and quit claim deeds, that you have to wait 5 years until you can merge those types of properties. That won't be done on our watch. We'll have to sell both of them together, but in the future, whoever does own both of those enjoy one plot instead of two. And that's what we're trying to do.
Thank you. Any discussion from council? Hearing no discussion from council.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chair,
Okay.
to vacate the entire east-west alley and the Detroit Industrial Center subdivision south of Ecorse Road between Craig Avenue and Elmview, abutting lots 13 to 19 inclusive, lots 20 to 22, lots 23 to 25 inclusive, the east and west one-half of lots 26 and 36 inclusive, and lots 131 and 141 inclusive, located in the northwest one-quarter, Section 8 of the City of Romulus, County of Wayne, retaining all utility easements of record and a 12-foot utility easement.
I second that motion.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for alley vacation as mentioned by Councilwoman Roscoe. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved. Thank you.
Mr. Bonet, our deputy clerk, will be in touch with you. Okay, thank you. Mr. Chair and Council, our third petitioner is from New Malwa Express, and we have Mr. Bilal. You can, and this is also a alley vacation in the Osberg Airport Estate subdivision, and we're asking council to take action to vacate the entire north-south alley in the Osberg Airport Estate subdivision, west of Lorraine Avenue, south of Lorman Avenue to terminus, abutting lots 120 to 127, located in the southwest 1/4 section 13 of the City of Romulus, County of Wayne, retaining all utility easements of record and a 12-foot utility easement.
Through the chair.
Yes, Ms.
I'd like to
Talley.
make the motion to vacate the entire north-south alley in the Osberg Airport Estate subdivision west of Lorraine Avenue, south of Lorman Ave to terminus, abutting lots 120 to 127, located in the southwest 1/4 section 13 of the City of Romulus, County of Wayne, retaining all utility easements of record and the 12-foot utility easement.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Williams, to vacate the entire north-south alley in Augsburg Airport Estate subdivision, west of Lorraine Avenue, south of Lorman Avenue to terminus, abutting lots 120 to 127, located in the southwest 1/4 section 13 of the City of Romulus, County of Wayne, retain all utility easements of record and a 12-foot utility easement. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. Mr. Bilal, our deputy clerk, will be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council, and that concludes all of our petitioners that's listed on the agenda. Takes us to number 4, the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First of all, we had 3 special meetings tonight. At 6:15, we had a closed session concerning union matters. At 6:30, we had a public hearing concerning the alley vacation. At 7 p.m., we had a public hearing at alley vacation. At this time, the chair is going to bring up a state representative for our district.
Hi. My name is Dylan Legella, State Representative, District 26. So that's Northeast Romulus. I also represent Garden City, Eastern, and Southeast Westland. First term, first year, it's been a ride. I was a school teacher before this, for people watching who don't know. And the job, I will be honest, is like drinking through a fire hose. It's a common saying in Lansing where I'm just trying to figure it out. And I feel like I've learned a lot in this first year. And a couple things I'll just mention, because we signing died earlier than we have historically. So we're done for the year, and this was a couple weeks ago where we ended session. But I want to explain to people why we did that. So in Lansing, there's this rule called immediate effect, where when you pass a bill, it does not go into effect until 90 days after session, unless you get 2/3 of the vote in the Senate. And there were several key pieces of legislation that we did not get immediate effect on in the Senate that kind of led us down this pathway of adjourning early. And the one that's most notable that people will recognize in February this year was moving up the presidential primary election date to the end of February. And in order to give time for absentee ballots and early voting and all of the other things that Proposition 2 requires, adjourning early was necessary. We also had two legislators win their elections for mayor, and now we are at a 54-54 split in the House. It would be just being transparent. That's also another reason why I would imagine, adjourned early as well. When power is split like that, we see this at the federal level. It can be very difficult for things to move. That being said, we're going to continue to do work in the district. I've been around this Thursday. I actually have a town hall throughout the district. We did send out text messages, and I will just briefly say where it's going to be at. It's going to be in Garden City at the Radcliffe Center. It's going to be from 6 to 7. The address is 1751 Radcliffe Street. If you haven't made it out there to the Radcliffe Center yet, it's a really cool building for all the communities around to use. Garden City actually was able to remodel a schoolcraft building with federal ARPA dollars, and it's pretty interesting. Council member Talley has been there several times, and it's a good hosting spot, and it's kind of a little bit central on District 26 in terms of the map, because it's a little further north. I will also say, I would love to be invited to any event. When I'm invited, I try to show up. I have done some reflecting, and I need to get out here in Romulus some more. I know that much. I have had several coffee hours here, but I would like to get to know people as much as I can throughout the district. And if I don't show up and I don't come, that's one of the reasons I wanted to make sure I come here tonight, because I represent Romulus, and it's I think my second time here this year. I want to be here and be present with you all. And lastly, I'll mention this: we do tributes from my office as well. So if there's anyone in the audience or anyone in council who knows community members that need to be recognized, we can recognize them on behalf of the state. And here's how to get in contact with my office if you would like to. My email is Dylan Wegela, DYLANWEGELA, @house.mi.gov. Our phone number is 517-373-3818. And last but not least, I just wish everybody a really great holiday. And I'm so proud to represent all the communities and Romulus as well. And I know the mayor and I will be getting together soon to figure out what are some budgetary asks for next year's budget. So if there's any questions, I can answer them for you now.
Through the chair.
Yes, Ms. Talley.
Thanks for coming out, Rep. Wegela. We appreciate, you've been at several council meetings, so thank you for coming out. You do monthly meetings that I've been a part of. This is why I know about the Radcliffe building, because of your meetings. So thank you for what you're doing, trying to bring people together. And I like your meetings, your monthly meetings, because you bring all the communities together and kind of brainstorm and try to figure things out and see what our commonalities is and solutions maybe we can provide to each other. And you've been very active and action-oriented on things that have come up, even with the injection well and things we have dealt with in the city of Romulus. So I'm just saying, if you're trying to sell yourself short, don't do that, because you have been very active out here, Romulus. If you want to do more, amen. But I think you've done been about what you say and action-oriented, and I just am glad to be a part of the things you're trying to do, and just bringing unity and togetherness. Thank you. And what is the date of your town hall?
Yeah, so that's going to be this Thursday, I guess
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Or not, but it's going to be this Thursday, the 14th, from 6 to 7 p.m.
At the
We did
Radcliffe.
send out text messages from the office, but I know not everyone gets those. The system isn't perfect. But we do our best to try to text before events. And in regards to the Community Advisory Council, we have, I'm a big person with reflection. It's a big practice in my life, and I always know I'm trying to improve and get better. What we've kind of discovered is we have better attendance when we do virtual. So I will be sending out a schedule for the entire next year before the end of the year this year, and there's on Saturday mornings. A lot of faith leaders, community activists, organizers, council members, mayors participate when they can, and I would love to just continuously invite people to those meetings because they have been helpful in guiding decision-making, but also providing updates. And the one thing I did forget, and I know I'm kind of going on more than 2 minutes than I promised here, was on my social medias, I have started this thing in the fall where I'm giving a short summary and explanation of every single vote that I take in Lansing. I am a couple weeks behind, but that's because this fall we passed, I think, over 150 different bills. It's been very productive and busy in Lansing. There's a lot of really great things, and I'm trying to be as transparent as I can, but also educate the community, because the reality is people pay attention to the local level because it's close. They pay attention to the federal level because it's on the news. State level gets overlooked sometimes, and I definitely want to do what I can to make sure people know what the state of Michigan is doing, what I'm doing, and if there are concerns, that I'm held accountable for that, because that's what this position demands. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor?
Through the chair, I also wanted to let you know that I appreciate you coming out to the city of Romulus and also reaching out and I think Romulus right now, I think Lansing has a better concept of the issues that we deal with in Romulus, and you're a big part of that. The representation we have in Lansing right now is taking time to get to know Romulus and the nuances that are in our city with housing, I-94, 275, major railway, the airport. So I appreciate that, and you've also reached out a lot trying to have meetings with us, but our schedule doesn't permit all the time, and I definitely appreciate it, and that learning curve has been straight up for you in Lansing, so definitely understand that, but touching base and keeping a toe in the water over here, I appreciate that, and it's something that Romulus hasn't enjoyed in a long time, so definitely noticed.
Yep.
Again, thank you, State Rep. Thank you. At this time, the chair is going to recognize Councilwoman Roscoe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In regards to one of our earlier meetings, I would like to make a motion to concur with the recommendation of the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into a newly ratified collective bargaining agreement between the City of Romulus and the Police Officers Labor Council of Michigan, replacing the previous agreement which expired on June 30th, 2023. The new ratified agreement is to be effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2028.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, to concur with the recommendation of the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into a newly ratified collective bargaining agreement between the City of Romulus and the Police Officers Labor Council of Michigan, replacing the previous agreement which expires on June the 20th, 2023. The new ratified agreement is to be effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2028. If there's no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved. Thank you. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley. For approval of the chairperson's report, Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Thank you. Good evening, City Council, Madam Clerk, Deputy Clerk, those in the audience here today, and those at home watching. First and foremost, thank you for supporting the union contract. A lot of great work done by our HR team and PD to let them know that we support them, and the contract was voted for and approved in overwhelming numbers on their end, so we'll continue to make public safety a priority in this community, and that's no short to the assistance we have from our City Council, so thank you very much. A couple announcements I'd like to make before I get into the action item on my report. The first, I'm very excited to talk about a win for our community, and our economic development team was able to work with the Smart Bus team and reopen Route 280 through the city of Romulus. So the 280 Western Wayne route from the airport to Vining to Goddard, back up to Wayne to E-Course in the Middle Belt, will be reopening and running very soon, so I'm very excited. You know, what good are the jobs we bring here if we can't get transportation to get people to those jobs? So I'm very excited about that, and we're also already working to expand that route. So that's good news for the city, and hats off to our economic development team for being able to bring that back and work with the SMART team. Also, Race Across America this Saturday. We continue to build momentum once again this year, a huge success. So great attaboy to the citizens of Romulus for buying the wreaths for that event. And when we first started this 6 years ago, we were at 200 veterans that were documented in our cemetery, and I just found out through the clerk's office that we're at 392 now. We added one last week, so because of this program, being able to add that, we document. So great job to the city of Romulus, and also we just want to acknowledge our veterans, and it's a great program to be a part of. So come on out to our cemetery at 12. If you've never been to one of these events, it's a great opportunity here to salute our veterans. And I have one action item on my report tonight, and it's for a piggyback on the Omnia Partners contract. So I concur with the recommendation of Stephen Dudek, Director of Technology Services, and Gary Harris, Purchasing Director, and respectfully request Council's authorization to piggyback on Omnia Partners contract 01-152 for the purchase of the Barracuda cloud-based management tools for email security from Zones LLC at a total cost of $29,232 with an annual subscription for the life of the product or until such time the city no longer wishes to participate or budget for this expenditure.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the Omnia Partners Contract 01-152 for the purchase of the Barracuda cloud-based management tools for email security from Zones LLC at a total cost of $29,232 with an annual subscription for the life of the product or until such time the city no longer wishes to participate or budget for this expenditure.
Second that motion.
The motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, to piggyback on the Omnia Partners Contract Zone LLC for the purchase of Barracuda email protection. Any discussion?
Yeah, quick question,
Yes.
Mr. Chair. So, it says in here, will not need, we'll replace some of the current, this is just internally for me to understand. Does these monies come out of two different line items? Because it said, we have budgeted for, but will not need to be spent, but it's for Barracuda, this is, we purchased, I guess I don't understand, is it Barracuda that we're purchasing through Zones LLC, and so we have a line item for Barracuda that's separate from that? I just internal understanding.
Well, the way that we budgeted for it originally was, we have hardware downstairs in our server room that basically provides this service. And what we would do is instead, what we budgeted for it in a hardware GL, because we're talking about upgrading to the cloud-based service, it would save us the cost of not having to replace the hardware.
Gotcha. Because it's the cloud.
So we had to budget for it in the hardware-based GL, and we're changing it now to the cloud-based service. So after consulting with the company, this was the best route forward.
No, that makes sense. Thank you.
Any other discussion from council? If there No more discussion. We will have a roll call vote. Okay, Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And one last item, I don't have the paperwork here in front of me for city council, but I'd like the council to entertain passing a memorial resolution for Brian Smith. Brian Smith was a longtime Romulus resident and also a graduate of Romulus schools, but he served on the fire department back when I was in the fire department for many, many years. Back when, I'm not taking anything away from our first responders we have now, but it was a different crowd of guys back then who would get out of bed, fight a structure fire, all for $24, $30 possibly. So they did it for the love of the people and the love of doing that job. So like I said, it was a different breed back then, and you'll always be connected to those guys. So we heard of Brian's untimely passing just yesterday. So I'd ask that council entertain passing a memorial resolution in honor of Brian Smith,
Mr. Chair,
also
I'll
known as
make
Puff.
a motion for a memorial resolution for Brian Smith.
I support that.
Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley for memorial resolution. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Thank you, appreciate that, and that will conclude my report for this evening.
Thank you.
Number 6 is the clerk's report. Council, I have one action item, which is a study session request. And Maria Ferris, Finance Director, is requesting a 1-hour study session for Monday, January 22nd, 2024 at 6:15 to discuss the audit to discuss an audit presentation by Plant Moran. The date and time are available for this request.
Need a motion?
Chair, I'll make that motion for a study session requested by Maria Ferris, Financial Director, for a 1-hour study session for Monday, January 22nd, 2024, at 6:15 for the audit presentation by Plant Moran.
Second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for a study session request for Monday, January the 22nd, 2024, at 6:15 p.m. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. That concludes the clerk's report.
Thank you.
Our city treasurer is not here this evening, so that takes us to number 8, public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience and who would like to address the city council. The rules to address the city council can be found on the back of the meeting agenda. If you would like to address city council, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. Please note that members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. We do not have any written requests this evening.
Are there any comments from the audience? If there's no comments from the audience, Madam Clerk, we'll close that part out.
Thank you. Number 9 is unfinished business. Number 10, new business. Number 11 for approval is warrant 23-23.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion. We pay warrant 23-23 in the following amounts. General Fund, $250,689.07. Major Street Fund, $79,760.42. Local Street Fund, $19,491.07. Public Safety Fund, $13,277.16. Cable TV, $1,410.68. Street Lighting Fund, $56,955.59. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $13,654.66. 9/11 Service Fund, $150. Library Fund, $8,917.68. Opioid settlement, $5,266.56. DDA, $25,048.59. Tipa District 2, $17,562.33. Binding Road Extension, E-Course Construction, $89.54. Water and Safety Fund, $586,498.57. Motor Vehicle, $61,494.72. Technology Services, $5,548. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $72,144.32. Revolving Fund, $3,075. Current tax, $257,859.31. Payroll Fund, $171,969.57. Totaling all funds, $1,650,862.84.
Second that motion.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant number 23-23 for $1,650,862.84. Any discussion? Ms. Williams?
Yes, Mayor, I'm just looking at, look like it's on page 44. Is that UAW, from the UAW offices? One of them look like it's 8777. 8777.
You said on page 44?
Page 44.
I'm seeing the check numbers that I'm seeing are 80, they all start in 83,000s.
Okay, so look at that last number, 877, under the 83,807. I was just curious, is that the UAW where have some type of purchasing a program from?
Yeah, I can't speak it.
You don't see it?
No, I don't see it.
I don't see it.
What is the specific check number? I'm sorry, I'm not seeing that check number in 87. So, all my check numbers start
Look
in
like it's
83,000.
83807.
807, okay. 83807.
It's the UAW offices of Sammer.
Miss, if I can?
That's law offices.
Yeah. If
That's
I
a law
Yes,
office?
it says, yes, it's
Yeah.
law.
That's
It looks
that's
like
a law
a U,
office.
but it's law
Okay,
office.
that's why I said I had never seen that before. Thank
Nope,
you.
Nope, better to ask. That's a law office.
Yeah,
City
I
attorney.
was like, what is that? What is they doing for us? Thank you.
Print is very small, so
Okay.
it's hard to see.
Yeah, because it looked like a U. Thank you.
Are there any other discussion? If there's no other discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes,
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you. That takes us number 12, communication.
Through the chair.
Yes, Ms. Talley?
Just wanted to shout, again, thank you, Rep. Gallo, for coming out today. Again, staying engaged with the city of Romulus. Again, your community advisory meetings. And I brought that up to say we had a great coffee hour today with our Senator, Darren Camilleri. I just think we have great representation with our Senator, our State Rep. Wagella, and then we have, Reggie Miller, and I'm not sure of the other person, but I know I've worked with Reggie Miller and talked to her, and I just thank you guys for being action-oriented. Darren is doing an amazing job as well up in Lance, getting Romulus out there. I think the mayor alluded to that today at his coffee hour, but just great work. People are action. It's about action, so I just want to thank our senator and you and everybody that's representing the city of Romulus and all that you're doing, just getting us out there and putting us on the map. We appreciate that, so thank you. And just a Merry Christmas to everybody. Reverend Willis, I'm going to pick it back off him. Merry Christmas, and peace on earth and goodwill towards all men. I just hope everybody's just being kind, and this is a great, wonderful time of the year. Not for some, I'm praying for those that it can be a sad time of the year for some, but just praying for those that may be experiencing losses or whatever going on through this time, keeping those people in prayer, but just a wonderful time of the year. So everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Yeah, Ms. Roscoe?
Yes, I have a, Mr. Mayor, you were talking about the smart bus routes, and it just made me remember on Ecorse Road between like Vining and Merriman, where the Amazon building is, and down towards Ecorse there is a couple different smart bus signs and people actually stand out there for the buses. But the county ditches there have the cattails in them, and you can't even see the people standing next to the sign. And they're up above the signs and out to where the signs sit. And it just made me think about that last week when I was driving through there, especially in the dark, when I've had that way to work in the morning, and I had noticed someone standing off I thought they were standing off in the weeds, and I realized that there was a smart bus sign there. But if we could direct towards the county and get that taken care of, and it is on the north side and the south side, there's those issues there. And I think it's very, very dangerous. It's got to be dangerous for the bus drivers also to be able to see anybody, the signs there, or even anybody standing there. But if you could direct that to who we need to, I'd appreciate it. And again, too, like Ms. Talley said, want to wish everyone happy holidays and a very good new year, and just be safe out there.
Thank you. Ms. Williams?
Yes, and to the mayor pertaining to, thank you so much. I'm sure those that's been screaming loud about bus transportation in Romulus is going to be joyful about it. If the smart bus or even Wayne County could look into putting some benches or some of those units where they can, shelters out there, because I know on Ecorse you got people that have those milk crates, and they're using those as benches waiting for the bus. They're already right there at Merriman, a little past, you know what I'm saying? And then I like the one right there, Vining by Amazon, but if smart bus is coming, we need to have them to install them also for the safety of our residents. And thank you so much for working on that and looking into that and actually bringing it to fruition. Thank you. Forgotten Harvest, tomorrow at the high school from 10 until 12 noon. You have to be in line by 12 noon in order for us to serve you. The following Tuesday, which is December the 19th, thank you again, Mayor, for your support. And I'm telling you, to be able to purchase the full entire meal for the residents of Romulus is just, it's awesome, because there's so many people that are less fortunate than some of us, and sometimes we don't see it, we don't hear about it. So thank you again, you, Kevin, the police department, Julie, everybody that pitched in to make this possible. That's December the 19th. We will be serving Forgotten Harvest, whatever Forgotten Harvest in, but the Christmas dinners will be given at the end of the line. So, but you have to be a Romulus resident, you have to show ID, your face have to match your ID, you know, so no one can pick up for someone else, you know, they have to come and pick it up. And then on December the 26th and January the 2nd, we decided to take a vacation. So those 2 Tuesdays, Forgotten Harvest will be shut down because the volunteers been crying about a break. So the Tuesday after Christmas and then the Tuesday after New Year's, Forgotten Harvest at the high school will be closed. And then we will reopen the following Tuesday. And as my colleague said, may everyone bring in 2024 with a whole different type of mindset, a whole different type of the blessings that God can bestow upon any of us, because 23 has been pretty rough. So hopefully the blessings of 24 will just erase 23. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I just like to say, wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a safe holiday, and we come back and keep our city moving forward. It's a great city to live in, and just like to say how blessed we are to have such a great administration, a great council, a great treasurer, city clerk that works together. And I'm just looking forward to working with the city for next year. Thank you.
John, I'd just like to say this. I know a while ago we voted on some more equipment, and I'm looking at this nice speaker that helps to carry our voices to the audience, the viewing audience, and also the audience out there. So just for the residents to know, when we vote on certain things, sometimes you don't see it or you don't hear about it, but I'm looking at this speaker in my face, and so the money well spent and the speakers are here, and I'm sure at home you can hear us very well. Thank you.
Oh, one question. I don't have a speaker. Everyone else have one. I guess I have to talk louder, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I need a speaker. Mayor?
We'll get you one that has a lion symbol on it for you. How's that? Just real quick, I want to make sure that all our residents go and enroll that Code Red. I can't emphasize it enough. It's a free program for our residents. It's the best way for us to get information to you. This year we utilize it a lot with the main breaks and boil water alerts, but the snow season's here. We will have snow emergencies. We will be towing and ticketing, because when we don't clear our streets, it doubles our efforts in the DPW and it wastes our resources. We need our residents to help us get a good job done and get our guys in there to clear these roads for public safety, do it in a safe manner. So the best way to know about a snow emergency is to enroll in that Code Red. It's a free service. Like I said, we don't share your information with anybody, but it's a reverse 911 call, comes directly to your device and lets you know what's going on in our community. And like Council said too, I want to wish everybody at home a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holiday, whatever your faith is. Wish you the best for you and your family. And I'm also thankful this year. We got a lot of good work done in this community, and we can't do that without a great council to work with too. So thank each and every one of you for the work that you're doing on council to support the administration and keep the city moving forward. I talk to mayors all the time who have issues with city council. They don't work well. But everybody here, we're getting good work done in this community, so thank you very much.
One more thing. I'm still a diehard Lion. We're still in first place so far, and now I'm going to hold you to that speaker so I can say it louder. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may, under communication, number one, I want to wish everyone, all council, administration, and those in the audience, a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You know, as the mayor stated, it's been stated, we're getting a lot done. A lot has been accomplished, and I know there's been some challenges in 23, but as Councilwoman Williams said, you know, as we move into 24, let's just look forward and keep moving forward and all the good things that's happening here in our city and the progress. I also want to mention that, just joggle, you know, because we're not going to, our next meeting, it will be on Tuesday, the 26th. December 26th will be our next meeting, but as Representative Wagella had mentioned, you know, adjourning early, and so we're going to have an early primary, February the 27th. That's a pre-presidential primary, so you're going to start receiving some election material in the mail. We'll be starting this week. You'll receive the applications for you to receive absentee ballots and things, and it's going to be quite a little busy little card. So you want to make sure that you select your ballot style, whether it's a Republican ballot or a Democratic ballot or just a nonpartisan ballot. We do have the one proposal that's on the ballot this year. Also, it's going to ask you to select the elections, because also listed is your August primary and the general election. And then it's going to ask you about being on the permanent ballot list. That is a change that occurred under Prop 2. So before, you would get your application. Prior to receiving your ballot, you would send it back, we would return a ballot. But now, you won't receive, and after this election, you won't receive your applications, because you'll be on what's called a permanent ballot list. That's something new, it's a little confusing, but you will automatically receive your ballot. So you won't receive an application. What you'll probably receive from us is a notice saying, hey, you know, your ballot, expect a ballot to be mailed to you for, you know, your future elections. So just look in the mail. I know everybody's got a lot of Christmas cards and things. We're trying to plan this so it won't get mixed up, but with all your, you know, your Christmas cards and things, you're going to start receiving some election material. So just give us a call if you have any questions and things. And coming up as we get closer to the election, we'll start providing you with more updates on what's going on. You know, our early voting site, we're preparing that. I've kind of given that responsibility to our deputy clerk, and he's moving forward with that. And we plan to have a tour for you all to see our early voting site and give you some updates as, you know, as we move forward. But we just want to get through the holidays, and I want to thank Representative Wagala. I know he sits on the committee, the elections committee, and so there's a lot of work that's happening, a lot of changes to our process, but, you know, working together, we'll have, voters will have more options of voting, not just absentee or on election day. You'll have 9 days of early voting. So some more options there so that we can reach everyone. So again, with that, everybody, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if there's no more communication, it takes us to number 13, adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Adjourn.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley for adjournment. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.